Ya, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Bailan Oladar Habibuwo dengan NRP 5026211098. Nah, pada kesempatan kali ini saya akan melanjutkan praktikum lab dari modul 2, yaitu tentang 2.3.6, yaitu Linux server. Kita langsung aja menuju ke course-nya ya. Nah, di sini 23.6 lab tentang Linux server. Nah, in this lab you will use the Linux command line to identify server that are running on computer. Kita akan mengetahui atau mengenali server that yang sedang berjalan di komputer ya. Nah, sebelumnya kita sudah belajar tentang port ya. Nah, tanpa berlama-lama, nah di sini Linux server. Nah, in this lab you will use Linux command line to identify server running on given computer ya. Part pertama itu server, dan yang kedua tentang using telnet to test TCP services. Nah, recommended equipment kita menggunakan security workstation virtual machine. Nah, yang pertama tentang server. Nah, server are essentially program written to provide specific information upon request client, which are also program reach out to the server, place the request, and wait the server respond. Many different client server communication technology can be used. Nah, with the most common being IP network, this lab focus on IP network base ya. Dan di course ini kita berbasis tentang IP network ya, yang berdasarkan yaitu server dan client. Step pertama, kita akses the command line terlebih dahulu, CLI. Kita login ke CyberOps workstation, dan ke CyberOps kita buka terminal ya. Kemudian kita buka, kemudian kita display the services currently running. Lama-lama, nah, many different program can be running on a given computer, especially a computer running a Linux operating system. Many program run in the background, so user may not immediately detect what program are running on a given computer. Nah, di Linux, running program are also called process ya. Di Linux ini program yang berjalan itu disebut dengan proses. Nah, catatan, the output of your PS command will differ because it will based on the state of your CyberOps workstation VM. Jadi ini bisa berbeda-beda outputnya. Nah, kita gunakan PS command untuk menampilkan yang program sedang berjalan ya. Kita klik sudo ps.elf, maka akan muncul seperti ini ya. What is necessary to run PS as root with command sudo. Nah, some process do not belong to the analyst user and may not be displayed if PS was executed as analyst, which is a regular user count. Nah, in Linux, program can also call other program. The PS command can also be used to display such process hierarchy. Use EGH option to display the current running process 3 after starting the Nginx web server. Nah, dengan catatan, the process information for the Nginx service is highlighted. Your PID values will be different. Itu ya. How is the process hierarchy represented by PS? Nah, through indentation ya. Nah, seperti ini ditampilkan. Nah, kemudian as mentioned before, seperti yang disebutkan sebelumnya, server are essentially program. Server itu sebenarnya adalah sebuah program, often start by the system itself at boot time, thus performed by a server called a service in such fashion. A web server provide a web services. The netstat command is a great tool to help identify the network server running on a computer. The power of netstat lies on its ability to display network connection. Note: your output may be different depending on the number of open network connection on your VM. Nah, in the terminal window, type netstat ya. Kita klik netstat, maka akan muncul seperti ini ya. Ini adalah localhost. Nah, statnya ada Proto, ada Unix ya di sini. Nah, as seen above, kita lihat di atas, netstat return a lot of information ya, karena netstat ini mengeluarkan banyak sekali informasi ya. When used without option, many option can be used to filter and format the output of netstat, making it more useful. Nah, berikutnya, use netstat with the turn app option to adjust the output of netstat. Notice that netstat allow multiple options to be grouped together under the same /sign. The information for the Ning server is highlighted. Itu ya. Kemudian, what is the meaning of the -t, -u, -n, -a, -p? Nah, itu ya. Apa sebenarnya perintah itu? Jadi show both listener disket and min_n is a numeric output Node DNS service port or username resolution, and min_p is show the PID of the connection owner process ya, and min_t is show TCP connection, and u is show UDP. TCP and UDP ya. Is the order of option important to netstat? Apakah opsi urutan itu penting? Nah, di sini jawabannya adalah tidak, karena the option order is irrelevant ya, gak relevan. Nah, kemudian client will connect to a port and using the correct protocol request information from a server. The netstat output above display number of services that are currently listening on a specified port. Interesting columns are: the first column show the layer for protocol in use, UDP or TCP side. Nah, ini 000 ya. The third column use the format to display the local IP address and port on which a specific server is reachable. The IP address 000 signifies that the server is currently listening on all IP addresses configured in the computer. Now, the fourth column use the same socket format to display the address and port of the devices on the remote end of the connection. 000 means that no remote devices is currently utilizing the connection. Kemudian the fifth column display the state of connection ya. Kolom display tadi kelima. Nah, pertanyaannya, based on the netstat output show in item D, what is the layer for protocol connection status and PID of process running on port 80? Outputnya itu adalah TCP listen 395 ya. Nah, while port number are just convention, can you guess what kind of service is running on port 80 TCP? Nah, this probably a web server ya. Sebenarnya adalah web server. Nah, sometimes it's useful across information provided by netstat with PS. Based on the output of item D is known as process with PID 395 is bound to TCP port 80. Port 395 is used in this example. Use PS and grep to list all line of the PS output that contain PID 395. Replace 395 with PID number of your particular running instance of NIC ya. Di sini kita ketikkan perintah sudo ps -elf grep 395 ya. Nah, jawabannya ini adalah root 395 http analysis. Nah, in output above, the ps command is piped through the grep command to filter for only the lines containing the number 395. The result in 3 lines with text wrapping. The first line shows a process owned by the root user. Third column start by another process with PID. Fifth column add 90 30 12 column. The second inline show process PID ke-96 owned by the HTTP user. Start by process 395 add 1933. The third line show a process owned by analyst user with PID 3789. Start by a process with PID 1872 ya. Dan ada beberapa pertanyaan. Nah, ini yang membuat saya ingin tahu ya. Why is the last line show group 395? Because the grep 395 was used to filter the PS output ya. When the output was compiled, grep 395 was still running and therefore it appeared in the list. Bentar. Nah, ini beberapa pertanyaan. What is nging? Nah, what is its function? Use Google to learn about nging ya. Nging is a lightweight web server. A quick Google search is extremely helpful on finding information about unidentified process. Seperti itu ya. Nah, the second line show that 396 is owned by user name HTTP and has process number 395 ya. As is its parent process. What does that mean? It's common behavior. It means that nging start process 396 under the HTTP username. This is normal as nging run itself for every client that connect to port 80 TCP ya. Nah, seperti itu. Kemudian kedua kita menggunakan using telnet to test TCP services ya. Telnet gampangnya ini adalah simple remote shell application. Telnet is considered insecure because it doesn't provide encryption ya, tanpa enkripsi. Administrator will choose to use telnet to remotely manage network device and server will expose login credential to the server. As telnet will transmission session data in clear text. While telnet is not recommended as a remote shell application, it can be very useful for quickly testing ya, or gathering information about TCP services. Nah, pada part pertama ini nging was found to be running unassigned to port 80 TCP. Port ke 80, although a quick internet search revealed that nging is a lightweight web server. How would an analyst be sure of that? What if an attacker changed the name? Atau mengubah namanya ya. Nah, di sini kita akan menekan beberapa perintah. After a few key are pressed, press enter. Below is full output, including the telnet connection, establishment, and the random keys press. Nah, seperti itu ya. Maka akan muncul hasilnya seperti ini. Ini file berbasis web ya, karena menggunakan HTML. Nah, thanks to the telnet protocol to clear that TCP connection was established ya, by the telnet client directly the nging server listening port 80 TCP. This connection allow us to send data directly to the server. Because nging is a web server, it does not understand the sequence of random letter. So I need to return the error of format web page. Why was the error send a web page? Karena nging adalah server yang harus ini ya, such only speak the HTTP protocol. Ya tadi ya, harus menggunakan bahasa HTTP. Nah, kemudian while the server reported error, terminate a connection where we able to learn a lot. We learned that hanging with PID 3.5 is in fact a web server. Kemudian yang kedua, the version of Nging 11.16.1. Kemudian yang ketiga, the network stack of CyberOps Workstation VM is fully functional all the way to layer 7. Nah, not all services are equal. Some services are designed to accept unformatted data ya. Nah, didesain untuk menerima data yang belum diformat. Nah, kemudian yang C, looking at the netstat output presented earlier, it is possible to see a process attached to port 22. Use telnet to connect to it. Nah, port 22 TCP is assigned to SSH service. Nah, SSH allow an administrator to connect to a remote computer securely. Below adalah yang di bawah ini adalah outputnya dari netstat tadi. Nah, dapat beberapa pertanyaan. Use telnet to connect port 01. What happened? Nah, tadi adalah enable to connect ya. Kita bisa connect because connection is refused. Telnet TCP based protocol and will not be able to connect to UDP. TCP tidak bisa connect to UDP port. What are the advantages of using netstat? Nah, netstat ini allow for analyst to display collection currently present on a computer. Source and destination address, port, process ID can also be displayed, providing a quick overview of all connection present on computer. What are advantages of using telnet? It's safe, yes, as long as not used as remote shell, it's perfectly safe. Ya, kalau apakah ini aman? Ya, pasti aman jika tidak digunakan untuk remote shell ya. Nah, jadi itu kesimpulannya tentang Linux server ini. Jadi server ini digunakan untuk berkomunikasi ya antara klien dan servernya ya, dengan menggunakan port tadi. Oke. Jadi cukup sekian video dari saya. Kurang lebihnya saya mohon maaf. Terima kasih atas perhatiannya. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.